and I am the Senior Aerospace Instructor for Washburn High School's Air Force Junior OTC. I'd like to welcome you all to our Veterans Day program, our 11th annual Veterans Day program here at Washburn High School. This time, I'd like to make some special introductions. Dr. Scott McWilliams, our superintendent. Mr. Ed Raines, our principal. Mr. Luke Chappie, our band director. Mr. Ben Holcomb, our fireman. Ms. Chiao Marcus, our accompanist. This is Jessica Roberts. And Mr. Jeff Henshaw. Also happy to introduce Chief Master Sergeant retired Clay Choate, our aerospace instructor. And the 92 cadets that make up Air Force Junior OTC, please stand and be recognized at this time. And finally, I would like to introduce Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Taylor Leonard, who will be our host for this ceremony.
At this time, I would like to recognize those in attendance who are currently serving or have served our great nation. Please stand as a group now and be recognized.
And stand with me as we present the colors and the singing of the national anthem by the WRHS chorale.
The poet John Milton once wrote, "They also serve when we stand and wait." During National Veterans and Military Families Month, we recognize that our military and veteran families answer our nation's call to duty, and we recommit to doing right by their service and sacrifice. For me, the First Lady, and the entire Biden family, it is personal. When our son Bo was deployed to Iraq, we learned what it meant to pray every day for the safe return of someone you love. Our grandkids learned what it meant to have their dad overseas in a war zone instead of at home, tucking them into bed and reading them a story every night. Millions of Americans have had that experience. To all the mothers and fathers, sisters and brothers, sons and daughters, spouses and partners, and loved ones who stand alongside our veterans and service members, you are the solid steel spine that bears up under every burden, and the courageous heart that rises to every challenge. Our nation has only one truly sacred obligation: to prepare those who stand into harm's way, and to care for them and their families while they are deployed and when they return home. Since the beginning of my administration, fulfilling that obligation has been my top priority. In June, I signed an executive order that establishes the most comprehensive set of administrative actions in our nation's history to support the economic security of military and veteran spouses, caregivers, and survivors. It encourages all federal agencies to do more to retain military spouses through flexible policies, allows the ability for spouses to maintain their employment when moving overseas, allows spouses to seek advice on overseas employment issues through military legal assistance offices for the first time, and improves spouses' access to quality, dependable, and affordable childcare.
Since the beginning of my administration, I've signed more than 30 bipartisan bills to expand the services and benefits that support our veterans and their families, caregivers, and survivors, including the Sergeant First Class Health Robinson honoring our promise to address comprehensive toxics, PACT Act, the most significant expansion of benefits and services for toxin-exposed veterans and survivors in over 30 years. We released a national strategy to reduce military and veteran suicide by tackling some of the root causes of this crisis, like addressing financial insecurity by expanding job training opportunities for transitioning service members and veterans and their spouses, and increased funding to prevent and eliminate homelessness. Further, I have signed an executive order that implemented historic bipartisan military justice reforms to transform how the military handles sexual assault and domestic violence cases in order to make our military safer and more just. Earlier this year, I directed the Department of Defense to review pay and benefits for our military members, because our armed forces and their families deserve a 21st century compensation system that reflects their service and sacrifice. Additionally, the First Lady's Joining Forces initiative is providing support to military and veteran families, caregivers, and survivors by improving economic opportunity for military families, making school transitions easier for military children, and expanding resources to promote health and well-being for this community. Our fighting force is the greatest in the world, in no small part because year after year, and decade after decade, military and veteran families have had their loved ones' backs. As a country, we owe it to these families to have their backs. This year, as we celebrate 50 years of an all-volunteer force, may we also recognize the bravery and dedication of our military and veteran families and work to repay the debt of gratitude we owe each one of them. Now, therefore, I, Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, do hereby proclaim November 2023 as a National Veterans and Military Family Month. I call upon the people of the United States to honor veterans and military families with appropriate ceremonies and activities. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand this 31st day of October in the year of our Lord 2023, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 248th.
Let us pause for a moment and recognize the graduates of Washburn High School who made the ultimate sacrifice for their nation. Charles Brown, U.S. Army Army, Korea, class of 1921. Jack Lee, U.S. Army, World War II, class of 1935. Richard Keishon, U.S. Army, World War II, class of 1935. Don Smith, U.S. Army, World War II, class of 1940. Ronald Conroy, U.S. Army, Vietnam, class of 1965. Jeremy Drexler, U.S. Army, Iraq, class of 1999. Please keep them in your heart and mind as we honor them today. At this time, our Washburn Rural High School combined tenor bass, choir, and men of chorale will now perform a selection, accompanied by Megan Weiss on violin, while Cadet Major Kaylin McCoy and our honor guards salute these veterans and others who have given all of their freedom.
The military caste is filled with symbolism. One of our most revered and sacred symbols is before you now. This table is our way of symbolizing the fact that members of the profession of arms are missing from our midst. They are commonly called killed in action, missing in action, and prisoners of war, but we call them brothers and sisters. They are unable to be with us today, so we remember them because of their sacrifice. symbolizing each warrior, each individual who made the ultimate sacrifice so others may live. Remember, the tablecloth is white, symbolizing the purity of their intentions to respond to their country's call to arms. Remember, the single rose displayed in the vase reminds us of the families and loved ones of our comrades in arms, who now live without them. Remember, the vase is tied with a red ribbon, symbolizing our continued love for those resting with God. Remember, a slice of lemon is on the bread plate to remind us of their bitter fate. Remember, there is salt upon the bread plate, symbolic of our families' tears as they mourn. Remember, the glass is empty. They have emptied their glass of life in order to keep the glass of freedom full. Remember, the chair is empty. Although they are gone, our brothers and sisters are not dead until they are forgotten. Freedom is not free. Remember, today we pay tribute to them and recognize their sacrifice for freedom in the United States of America. In their memory, we must live our lives with honor and integrity, so their price shall forever be paid, and freedom may forever reign. Everyone please rise. Military and cadets in uniform stand at attention for the playing of taps. Thank you, Nick, for honoring our heroes with taps. The band will now play the Armed Forces Salute. As your service anthem is played, veterans please stand to be recognized. Please be seated. And please be respectfully quiet. Thank you. thank you all for your service. I now invite Lieutenant Colonel Daniels back to the stand for his closing remarks.
Hey, great. First of all, I want to thank all you students for coming out today. And can we thank these veterans one more time? Veterans, I got a great deal for you. I don't know if you know, but we got a great football team this year. I shouldn't say this week, this year. And the athletic director just let me know that for every military retiree or active duty service member that comes to the ball game on Friday, we have a ticket for you plus one. So come on out and watch us win Friday night. Super proud of the cadets, the choir, and the band for performing today. They did an outstanding job. We should give them all a hand. One last parting note for you all before the color guard comes and retires the colors. John F. Kennedy said, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not to utter words, but to live by them. So each and every one of us, as we go about our days, as we go through this Veterans Week, Veterans Day week, or whatever you want to call it, I guess it's Veterans Month now. When you go out and thank a veteran, remember that in your hearts with kindness and with honor, and live that life with honor to honor those veterans. Thank you all very much. Please stand for the retirement of the colors. Hey, I'd like to thank you all for being here today. You can relax, sit back down, whatever you need to do. Okay, here's the situation. We're a little bit early.